I also sprayed this side of the fireplace gas piping, and again, it's cast iron, so it'd be nice if you had a nailing plate there, but let's go up these stairs that we just left off from, the not quite dimensionally uniform stairs. And they don't have the finishes on them, so all these stairs will be rechecked at the final inspection. I've got a separate video of this floor because it's ruined. This is plywood. And it's 3 strands, 4 strands, 4 ply. You can't tell me that a 3 ply is as strong as a 4 ply or a 2 ply is as strong as a 3 ply. You can't tell me that removing 1 ply is, you won't lose some structural integrity. You can't tell me that that was specified in the building plans. I mean, I just hate to say that, and I know that the builder's aware of this. I know that my client's aware of this. I know that, quote unquote, something's going to be done about it. These rails are all temporary. This is being built in. This will be a solid rail. If it's sturdier than that, it needs to withstand 200 pounds of lateral pressure. I'm coming back looking for this. Maybe that's not the final. Maybe it's going to be iron or something. That's not the final. 200 pounds of lateral pressure. Whee! But yeah, this flooring is something else, isn't it? Coming on along, we're in the media room here. Where are you? Oh, there we go. Hear that mouse? It's the media room. It's for entertainment, right? This is the exterior, but just to let you know, I mean, some of the sheathing's just like coming, the daylight's coming through like crazy. This sheathing provides insulation for you. This sheathing provides structural integrity for you. It really does. And this sheathing is supposed to protect your interior walls from moisture. Sheathing does 3 things. And it does those things when it's installed correctly. When it's installed incorrectly, well, you're going to lose some or all of those things. You're going to lose structural integrity. You're going to lose moisture. You're going to lose energy. Yeah. For whatever reason, we were bored with putting the wall studs like that. It's just way too uniform. Way too uniform. Is this in the drawing or something? I'm just not familiar with this, and I can't find it anywhere else in the house. This is the 1 sideways wall stud. And, the 3 fasteners like I was talking about in the attic, well, maybe they're there, but it doesn't look like they're there. Looks like we missed it. Look at that. Is that crazy? I could quit saying crazy. I'm sorry, Mr. Builder. I don't mean to. I get carried away, Trying to stay, interested. This isn't the first framing inspection I've done. Not the first house I've inspected, so I like to bring some festivity to the table. Coming on along, this is the common area. A lot of times this is called the game room. This is the upstairs common area. So this is a bedroom. And got a wall stud here. It's kind of messed up right there, buddy. Yeah. Do no harm. Trying not to. Just take a shortcut through here, with the plumbing and all. This is the lavatory, bathtub, Comes out to the hall. So that way, well, I don't know what way, but that way. Coming along here, and I'm calling this the northeast bedroom. And the sheathing again, And then we got this diagonal bracing around here, and look, this is just not gonna, it's not gonna do its job. This is here for a reason. It's not just decoration. Let's make it kind of exciting, you know. Let's go Dada on it. Get a little abstract, go Picasso on this thing, yeah? Yeah. Well, no, it's supposed to fit in there nice and tight so it can do its job. That's what it's supposed to do. Peekaboo. Any energy getting through here? No. Okay. Moving on along. This is called pan flashing. This is a bad example of it. It's not even working. Alright, but you know, when you hear me say pan flashing, that's what I'm talking about. Moving on along. This is above where they cut out all the wall, both of these bathtubs. You know, a lot of this framing is in pretty good shape. Then as soon as I get to talking about it, it's not exactly plumb, is it? Well, they added a couple more studs in there or something. This guy needs some help. Okay. You can't put too many boards in there. Now you don't know this, but I'll let you know this is the last video. This is the last video that I'm making. It's not going to be the last one you see, hopefully, if you watch them all. But, you know, I'm thinking about going home. So I just like to say, and I'd like to take this time to say thank you, dear client, for your trust and your business. Those things mean the world to my family and I. So we do appreciate it. I guess this wall's going to be enclosed. If you think that I did just some good, well then please, you know, a Google review means a lot to a small businessman like me. So if you feel so inclined, not gonna a lot of. It's a low pressure operation. So if you got any questions whatsoever, please call me. Anybody can contact me about questions about home inspections, but about your house, this is to my client right now, about this house, if you got any questions, reach out to me. Okay, I'm not a structural engineer. Okay, I'm a home inspector. Stay in your lane. I use some structural engineering equipment, but that doesn't make me a home inspector. So I measured this floor with a zip level, CompuLevel. Like I said, engineering equipment. It's very impressive to watch somebody do it. But I don't calculate slope. I'm not an engineer. Okay, tolerances, no. I use guidelines. And two of the guidelines that I use, actually, the guidelines that I use are no more than 1 inch of floor height elevation differential within 20 feet, no more than 2 inches of floor height elevation differential overall. And, you know, I'm getting a half an inch. Now, I didn't measure every little part of this floor, you know. I'm not going to commit to a half an inch. Well, I will commit that this is less than 1 inch. Less than 1 inch. And that's good information, not just because if you bring a structural engineer in here later, if you have a problem, one of the things, and I want to emphasize this to you, but one of the things the engineer is going to say is, I wasn't here when the house was built. I don't know what it was like as built. I don't have any references to the way it was built. So these are my findings based on what's here. And you can say, well, somebody measured this and, he did not see not 1 inch of floor height elevation differential. And, with that knowledge might help the engineer come up with a better opinion about the house. If it comes to the point, in this house's history or life, that's important, then that's good information. That's good information. Another thing I'd like to say is I don't do soil test analysis. I don't do core drilling. I don't do anything. I'm a home inspector. Do you see all this white rock? All right. See all that white rock? That's called a clue. All right. This is likely, I would take that as a clue that this house is in a very good geographic location in regard to soil movement, because the rock doesn't move that much. So it looks like this, it looks by this pile of rock, these rocks that I'm seeing, it looks like this is a good geographical location. It looks like, we're not looking for level, even though we're glad to find it. We're looking for stability. And measuring the foundation is not the only way that I tell about a foundation. I'm also looking at the windows which aren't installed, the doors that aren't installed. I'm looking at the exterior which isn't installed. So I'm also looking for leaning and those kinds of things. So I think that this house is off on a good start in regard to its foundation.